Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of DearDharmaDude. My name is Vivian Cao, and I'm sitting with the Venerable Master Hen Cheng. And today's topic is probably something that everyone can relate to. In spite of the last episode of Taking Refuge, I was wondering if there's a difference between, say, my mom and dad. They're Buddhists, and they want me to be Buddhist, so as a call for obedience, essentially, I listen to them, I take refuge, and I become a formal Buddhist. Is there, like, what is the effect of that? How should I deal with it?
The first question is, do you like it?
I do like it, but not to the extent where I don't think I understand fully the importance or the emotion that comes with it yet. Yeah. I can't appreciate it. So
Usually, the very Buddhist way is we make sure that the heart feelings and the gut feelings and the head thinking, they all align. Meanings, it's very, very simple, but it's very profound, because if we see it's right, we know it's right, but we need to feel good about doing it. And then we have to have certain kind of thinking process that we process it through, and we see, this is the right process, the right timing. So it's not just good feeling, and so it requires many elements. That's for oneself. And the other element is when you go into the ceremony, when you become taking refuge, for example, when you're taking refuge, you would like it. You would like the ceremony, you would like it, but can you follow? So we call it motivation. If you are really motivated, then it's worth to do it. Now, if you do it out of obedience and out of compliance, then the result is that it doesn't last very long. Sometimes you don't feel it really benefit your life, because it has nothing really stick with what you do. So you want to make sure about your motivation. You would like also to see how it benefits your life and how it connects to your life.
So I was raised in a predominantly Catholic environment because I went to a private school. For a Catholic to be a fully recognized Catholic or Christian or whatnot, they have to go through a sacrament called confirmation. And confirmation, to receive that sacrament, you have to take a class, and you commit to it for several months or weeks, I'm not sure exactly, but you commit to it, and they say, are you sure you want to be a Catholic? And I think that it's a self-reflection process, I'm ready for this, I want this, whatnot. But what do you think about that in terms of Buddhism? We don't have that, so it's pretty much based on I'll do it, his mom said so.
Obedience.
Right, obedience. And then, it couldn't hurt me that much. But again, and the second part of my question or comment is, say you go through the process of taking refuge, a ceremony, and you don't practice it, then, again, it kind of, puts no meaning to it depreciates the whole beauty of it, So how is it that, or better yet, after someone has taken refuge, say that they did it for artificial reasons, compliance, whatnot, and then they go for a while and they don't practice it because they were basically forced to do it, or someone told them to or whatnot, and then after a long time they realize, hey, I want to do this. It's not too late to start practicing then, is it?
Yes. Actually, in Buddhism, there's no restriction, and one of the things that I think you draw the very critical line about the ceremony. In the Buddhist tradition, you don't really have the kind of asking questions like that. The dialogue is lacking in Buddhism, meaning, I'm talking about the cultural Buddhism. The Buddhism come from the East, come from China, Vietnam, come from Thailand. Sometimes we take the refuge ceremony because of obedience or because of tradition. We subscribe to tradition, and we did not ask, you agree to do it or not. We don't ask that. Is it not a common practice?
But there's such a difference, don't you think, between wanting it and
wanting it and
doing
then
it.
And then doing it, and so but it's okay, because it's not like you become a member of a party or a member of a political party or thing like that. If you be a Buddhist and you don't practice, meaning you take refuge and you don't do any practice, nobody going to punish you. Now, the Buddha is not going to punish you. Your teacher, the most will say that, hey, don't be lazy.
Right.
So it's not a threat there. So the difference between probably the two systems, Buddhist system and the other systems, I'm not sure the other system, but for the Buddhist system, it's never been a threat.
Right.
And so you take refuge, we say that you plant seeds. Now, if you don't really know about it, and you're not really motivated to doing it, that's okay. Then maybe after a few years for you to look back and say, okay, well, now it's time to do it. It happened like that, and it's a very loose system. It's not very tight. It's not a political system at all.
Right.
So people come and go as they wish. So, and that is a good part, but also that is also the weak point of the system, because you don't.
Right. There's no rewards, punishment.
No.
The beauty, I guess, is that it's all for you. It's a self process. You take refuge, it'll benefit you. If not, it's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to benefit you.
Because it's all based on a very important thing. The spirit of Buddhism is self-discovery, or we call self-awareness.
Right.
You want to be a Buddhist, you understand very simple fact, and that the Buddhist practice is a practice of self-awareness, how you become more aware of yourself, and therefore all this very much external means they do have a role, but the role had to be in balance with your awareness.
Right.
So if you're not aware of it, and you take all this external means here, I can do this, do that, then you defeat the purpose.
Right.
Now, if you say, no, I'm just want to be self-aware, I don't need any means, anything, then we go to another extreme. Then we just simply don't accept any system. We simply separate and cut ourselves off from the reality. And so it's really the case of balance where we can take refuge now or any time, and after taking refuge, we look into ourselves and work on ourselves. Now, if we decide that we don't take refuge, but I'm just practice on my own, that's okay too, because the path of discovery is the path of self-awareness.
Right.
Yeah.
So it comes down to self-awareness, personal growth, the actualization of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then perhaps the appreciation or learning
a lot of
from
freedom
it,
as well.
and a lot of freedom, and it all comes down to the self.
Right.
Okay, so thank you for your wisdom, and thank you to the viewers for watching. Please stay tuned for the next episode.